Hey guys, this is the video we promised last night, which would have been Thursday night, where we had a little mishap right before the show with equipment and had to fix the die, work on the die, get it fit, get it straightened out. And so today we're going to talk about something kind of cool. Oh, by the way, everybody, this is Christopher. He's my protege?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay. You know what that word means?
Maybe. I just agree with what you tend to say, and it tends to work out.
Apprentice. How about that?
How about
Yeah.
apprentice?
Yeah, that works.
All right. He's my apprentice. That's a fancy word too.
Yes.
But so Christopher and I today, we got in this morning, uh, took care of the dies, got that straightened out, and put together a few rounds. Ran out to the range right quick, shot it, made sure what we had, and now we're going to share this with you guys. Um, there's a lot of fun calibers out there. It's what's called wildcat calibers, or they're calibers that have never been submitted to SAMI or SIP for standardization. Um, and there's some pretty interesting cartridges. Some that are a lot of fun. And one of those was developed in, I believe it was, my memory serves me correctly, 1999 by J.D. Jones at SSK Industries. And you guys will, if you watch very often, you know that's kind of like, I hate to say idols because we're not supposed to have idols, but one of the people I look up to. And JD has made a lot of great cartridges and a lot of cartridges that I've had fun with over the years. And this is one of them. It's called the 50 Peacekeeper.
Pretty cool name.
Um, there's some other cartridges out there that are really close kin, like the 500A square, a few others. But in essence, what we're going to do is we're going to take a 460 Weatherby Magnum case. Okay, and people go, wow, man, that's big anyway. Yeah, it is. Does a tremendous job shooting elephants and rhinos and hippos and things that will eat you or smash you. So, but we're going to take this. This is 460 Weatherby Magnum case, brand new case. We got from Weatherby. And we are going to run that through a die, and we're going to change its dimensions, so that once we've sized it, primed it, put our powder in, we're going to come up with this.
That's just crazy.
So Christopher,
Yes, sir.
what he's going to do first, you see he's getting a can of lubricant. We're doing this all in one stage. We're going from the 45, this is basically a 45 caliber 458, would be the bullet that would go in there, would be the diameter of the bullet. And we're going to a 510, which is the diameter of this bullet. And we're going to make that, we're going to change that brass that much in one pass. So what he's doing right now is he's lubricating it inside and out. And something that a lot of people's going to disagree with me. I may even get some nasty comments about lubing the inside of the die or the expander button in the die. But boy, it makes it come out pretty.
Makes a big
So we've made that change so far. A lot of people will tell you not to lube your expander, not to put lube inside your die like that or whatever. Sometimes when you're making some of these wildcats, and like in this case, we're expanding the case that much in one step.
You need a lot of lube.
You need a little, it does not hurt to put a good efficient lube on the expander button inside the die. And you can see it's not marking the brass up. We're not really, we're stressing it, but we're not overstressing it. Getting nice round throats. Now we have been checking this. We've been playing back here all day. One of the tools, the most important tools you'll have on your bench, besides common sense. Yeah, you see he's just going to be working here behind me. You guys can watch him, and is a good set of calipers. So we're going to now measure these. Okay, so we have a total case length of 2.885, which I think maximum case length is 2.900. So we're right in there. We're about at the trim 2 length, coming right off the die. Usually trim 2 length is 5 to 10 thousandths below maximum. But we're going to check these, okay? They're hitting right where we want them to. So we've checked that. We know that it's perfectly within spec. It's within the tolerance. We have less than a thousandths variance between any of these cases on length. So congratulations, Weatherby and Hornady, for making the dies that get it that close. Now, one of the things we will do is when we're working with these and we have put lube inside the case neck or we've lubed the expander die, is we're going to give them a little while. We're going to give them a minute. And the lube will kind of just go away. So this was the very first one that we did. And I know you guys can't feel of it, but it's pretty well dry. So the next thing we're going to do is get our Lyman Easy Prime here. There you go. We'll set it up. And Christopher is going to insert a primer into the primer hole.
Hold it up where people can see. Right there.
Yep. So he's going to put a primer in here. For this project, we're using Winchester Large Rifle Magnum Primer. When you're setting off the amount of powder we're going to be setting off, you need a Magnum Primer. So you can see here, he's primed it. I'm going to feel of it. I like that primer just a little below the case rim. I don't want it sitting up. I don't want to be able to feel that primer, only a little below the case rim. Just like that. So we'll put that one over here.
He's checking them back there after he does each one, make sure they're sitting below it.
If you watch his hands, he's done enough of this today. He does enough of this that it's just natural. It's getting natural for him.
Yes, sir.
Now, one of the things I like to do, all we got here is a prime case, so it's perfect. What we're going to do is perfectly safe. So, when I'm playing with wildcats, Christopher, you want to take this? Can you turn the camera a little, please?
Hold on a minute. Okay.
Okay, so when we're doing this, we want to make sure that everything is coming out of the die like we want it to. We can inspect it, we can measure it, but one of the things we're going to do is we're going to chamber check this. So just pull it out, let go. That one does exactly what we want it to do.
Which is?
It's going in, you're feeling the handle is, it's loading, it's extracting. We're not having, give it a little bump. There. No resistance on the bolt handle. Bump it.
I know you're trying to keep them from flying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they will.
So basically that tells us that the shoulder is sitting in the right space, so the cartridge is going to headspace correctly. And all systems are go for us to put, now get ready to put powder in the case
All right.
and see the bullet. You want to move your
Just
so we're going to put these. Yeah, go ahead and turn it on. Okay.
bring this down a little bit here.
Now, a lot of times when you're playing with Wildcat calibers, the question is, how do you find your data? And that's a good question. That is one of the things that kind of makes it exciting. In this case, this cartridge, where it came from, with it being J.D. Jones and SSK Industries, the data is not hard to come up with. I literally just pulled the data that J.D. put out when he developed the cartridge, and I know that when he developed it, the data he put out is at maximum, and he tells you to reduce off of it and build up, but don't go above that. And for the 650 grain bullet, 647 grain bullet that we're loading, he used Hodgdon H335. So we're going to use H335.
All right.
Now, in JD's data, you want to go get me that data sheet off the front counter, and that way they can see. I'm doing, yes, maybe it's a bad habit, but I do a lot of this out of memory. You know, when I prep for the video, it's just in my head. That's what I got on my mind. So, and this is a cartridge I've been fascinated with for, I guess, 25 years. This is right about the time it came out.
Yeah.
It's just a very efficient cartridge. You would be surprised how close things get with this in the 50 BMG in a rifle that weighs half as much. Okay. This I printed tonight. I printed this and I didn't really blow it up. Probably should have.
I'll try to get.
But I printed it so we would have a data sheet. There's the little data sheet.
Okay.
Showing powders. So I know you guys can't see this. You just got to take my word for it. The top one, it says 650 grain ball bullet, which we're loading a 647 grain ball. The powder is Hodgdon H335. The maximum, real maximum, not some people think maximum is just a suggestion. It's not just a suggestion. This is the real maximum. 108 grains for a velocity of 2350, and the energy is right at 8,000 pounds, and that's fired from a 23-inch barrel. So what are we going to do? We're going to reduce it. So if we do what's normally done, which would be reduce maximum by 10%, that'd be 10.8 grains. So that would be 97.2 grains. So what we're going to do is we're going to punch it in at 95. Okay? So I've entered 95 grains into the RCBS Charge Master, and now we're going to tell it to dispense. And it's going to throw powder out here and measure it at the same time. Yes, we did calibrate the scales before we went on air. Probably should have done that.
On air. That's okay.
So we're going to use our funnel. We're going to wait for a scale. We're at 95 grains.
You want to hold that up a little bit?
So
There you
now
go.
we're just going to
You got to hold up that.
pour it in. Lots of room in there.
Lots of room?
Lots of room in there. So now we're going to put it in here. We've already adjusted this die. Like I said, if Stephanie gets a shot here, we've been working, loading, playing with different things on this
Right
cartridge
there.
all day. So,
I'm going to be cutting the top of your head off here, so
some of the
be able to see what we're doing.
But adjusting your bullet seating die is no different loading a Wildcat than any other. We know that we want a maximum overall length of, what was this one, 4.46, 4 point.
When in question, measure again.
Yeah, because I know we're right. We've checked everything in that box 2 or 3 times. Hold that for me. So, turn it on, bring it down here. Four 4.40 is the length that we have found that this particular rifle likes. We're not jamming the bullet into the lands and grooves like some people would. Just might do that 22-250. I don't want to do it with 50. So we're back off the lands and grooves. So it's a good. Just seems to be what works with this rifle, and it's within the specs that JD originally laid out for this cartridge. So we're going to put this here, and we're going to bring it down, and we're going to bring that out and set it down. I shouldn't have put these up.
Nope.
I don't know why I put them back in the case right then. And we're going to take and 4.40.
All right.
That looks like the magic, don't it?
We're
Yes,
gonna let,
sir.
So we're going to let Christopher step in there. Now, people ask me how fast do you think that's going? As much as we've reduced it, uh, he's getting 23. We might be getting 18. We might be getting 1800. But I'm not trying to run these balls to the wall or anything. Um, I want them to. I want to be able to enjoy shooting this gun.
Of course.
When you load it all the way up, you're using, say, a 15, 16 pound gun. The recoil is roughly the same as shooting a 50 BMG in a 30-pound gun. So it's still stiff. It's quite stiff, but it's manageable. When we load it down where we've got these, actually the gun becomes rather pleasant. You can sit down and shoot it and enjoy it and not feel like somebody's beat you up. And when you get to the higher end loads, let me see that rifle. Can you hand me the rifle from behind you, please? Okay.
There you go.
Most people would say that we are insane for having a scope mounted here on a 50 Peacekeeper or on a, what they call piece or the 500A square. They would say mounting the scope in the traditional spot is just asking to get hurt. And in many cases, you're right. It is asking to get hurt. So, and most of these guns, it's moved out, and a scout scope's mounted out on the barrel to keep it away from your eye. Because when you start getting to the top end of these loads, and you're trying to get behind this scope, you're probably going to get bit. So I don't really think I'm going to encounter any irate elephants
In
or
West Tennessee?
ravenous rhinoceroses or hungry hippos
There you go.
here in Humboldt.
There
never
might
know.
be some hungry hippos in Humboldt.
But, let's face it, a lot of times when we play with these, there are some guys that do these, hey, they're going to the dark continent. They're going after big game. They're going to run them balls to the wall.
Right.
And they're going to, these cartridges have an amazing reputation over there. They outperform 458 Winchester. They actually outperform the 460 Weatherby. Getting that, they just do things, do bad things inside.
Yes.
But again, that's not what we're trying to accomplish. But I will say, if you try, if you're into the big calibers and everything, or you're thinking about getting into it, this is a very easy one to get into. You can put it on most magnum length rifle actions. You don't have to go to something like extra big for the 50.
Right.
The Ruger's M77 Magnum action is plenty long. Of course, Seiko long action, Weatherby long actions are plenty long. So we don't have to be getting outside of that, what we call it, normal envelope. So fun cartridge, 50 Peacekeeper. Whether you're hunting Africa or just want to hear steel ring, they do pretty good at distance. I've actually got a load written down over there for these and scope settings. Where we're shooting the Rams at 500 plus. And It's very authoritative when it hits. So again, 50 Peacekeeper. If you're into, if you want to get into wildcats and the hand loading, being able to make something to make your buddies go, oh man. What'd your dad say
He was
when we handed one to him today?
yeah, he was impressed.
So you gonna take one of these on your next trip to Africa?
Probably, yeah. Go after the big five. That'll do it.
What'd you shoot last time you were in Africa?
Kudu, impala, blue wildebeest, zebra, and a gemsbok.
Yeah, we're not gonna tell the story about the zebra. You didn't know I knew that story, did you?
Which one?
When your dad asked you what she's gonna do with the zebra.
Oh, yeah.
So, guys, this is great. Again, young man here that loves to hunt, loves to fish, and is showing an exceptional aptitude for learning, and feels like finally getting to pass it along to somebody that, will take it and do something with it. And hopefully it won't be long till I don't have to be the one doing all the videos. We can put Christopher up there. He's a much better looking young man than this old fart. But guys, thank you. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you got any questions, any comments, you're always welcome to send us an email. And it's just in my case, it's Tom at WHMCguns.com or Stephanie at WHMCguns.com. Leave a comment here. We'll try to answer your questions best we can. If I don't know, I'll do some research or make some phone calls.
You will.
And try to get you the best answer that we can. So anyway, hope you enjoyed today's video. I know we've enjoyed setting up and making it for you.
We did.
And, if you're wondering where to get a 500 or 50 Peacekeeper, send me an email. Mike can help you with that too. And hey, one more thing before we go. These make it really fun. This is a Bowers Versa 50.
We got a couple of those.
Silencer, suppressor, whatever you want to call it. They make it in two ways. They make one for loads under 2,600, one for loads over 2,600. This is one that's for the under 2,600 because I don't want to shoot that thing over 2,600. I'm not going to load it that far. But these really make it fun. When we shot it today with this on, it was I don't know how to describe the sound, but it was different. It was funny. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you learned something. If we can help you, let us know. God bless you. God bless America.